Hi everyone, it's me Gemma, a story and a song, and today I wanted to talk to you about some of my favourite comfort media. Now, Sam at Thoughts on Tomes did this video, I think last week, and I really enjoyed it. So I decided to do one of my own. Normally I talk about books, but I also wanted to talk today about other forms of media that I enjoy when I need a bit of comfort, when things are a bit overwhelming, what I tend to turn to. Now, if you know me, you know that I am bipolar, and sometimes I go through periods of mania or periods of depression. When I am having periods of mania, generally nothing will work, but I do try to sort of watch relaxing things in order to try and make my brain stop going. And obviously when I'm depressed, it obviously helps to have things that are comforting around as well. Anyway, so I'm going to start off with some movies that I have physical copies of here. Now, when I really love a movie, I do tend to want a physical copy, mainly because I'm always scared of the sort of copyright and Amazon removing things, etc. Plus, I think, it's more convenient sometimes to just have the Blu-ray. So first of all is Strictly Ballroom. Now this is one of Baz Luhrmann's first films, and as you can probably guess from the title, it is about ballroom dancing. It is about a guy really, who he is a champion ballroom dancer, but he doesn't like to stick within the rules. He likes to be a bit, out there, and he keeps getting in trouble for that. So his partner, in the ball for fun, his partner quits on him, and he has to find a new partner in time for the Pan Pacific Grand Prix, and he ends up teaching the sort of mousy girl how to dance. It's a romance as well. They fall in love. There's beautiful dance scenes, well choreographed, and it's got a really lovely uplifting ending, so I thoroughly recommend this. In the winter, I also watch Strictly Come Dancing, which is the UK version of, I think, Dancing with the Stars, but it was first, and it's basically the only reality television that I ever watch, and I'm always in the mood to watch Strictly Ballroom right after it. So yeah, thoroughly recommend this. When is this shot? This was, oh gosh, 1992 this originally came out. Absolutely love it. And also love Finn. Come here, over here. Oh yeah, look. Yeah, you can see him there. He is about to be a big brother soon. We don't know precisely which dog is going to be his little sibling, but we know that we're definitely getting another dog, so that's very exciting. And then next on my list of comfort media films is Thor Ragnarok. Now this is, along with Captain America Winter Soldier, my favourite of the Marvel films. I think it's really funny. I think it's really directed very differently. Taika Waititi definitely has a great style. I love the 80s references, the music. I love the characterisation of the Thor and of Loki in this, and I really liked the ending. At the moment, my stance on the MCU is that nothing after Thor Ragnarok actually happened, because I'm in denial about all of the rest of it. But I have watched this film so many times. I absolutely adore it, and I just really am looking forward to the next Thor as well, Love and Thunder, which is also being directed by Taika Waititi. If you also like Taika Waititi's other stuff, I recommend watching What We Do in the Shadows, which is a vampire flick, but it's a mockumentary vampire flick about vampires who live in a flat share in New Zealand, and it is also hysterical. Another one of the films I always love to watch. And then we have Big Eden. Now this is a romance. It is very cheesy. It's set in sort of childhood home in Montana. A guy who's an artist, he moved away when he was young to New York, and he's quite famous. And then there's a death in his family, and his grandfather is also unwell. So he returns to his childhood home of Big Eden to sort of care for them and things like that. He is gay, he came out in New York, but he never actually came out to his family, and he always had a childhood crush on his best friend. In addition to that, one of the other residents of the town has a crush on him, and that is basically the romance in it, him coming to sort of love the town again and sort of be who he is, and have this romance with this other really great character. So if you want a really nice romance, I thoroughly recommend Big Eden. It's got a really great ending, it's very funny, it's very cute, it's very small town romance, and I absolutely always pull this out the bag whenever I'm not feeling great. And then we have an oldie, The Slipper and the Rose. Now, I have been watching this film since I was little. It's a musical with Richard Chamberlain and some other sort of old-time British stars. I was actually named after the main actress in this, Gemma Craven, who plays Cinderella. It's a very cheesy musical, very on the end of that whole musicals era, and I love the songs in it, I love the story, I love the sets, I love the costumes, and it's one that me and my mum have a really good connection with. We like to watch it together and things like that, so I always like to pull this out because it makes me think so much of my mum. And then moving on to dogs, apparently. Moving on to television, my number one comfort watch is actually the 1995 version of Pride and Prejudice. Now, Sam in her video talked about the 2005 version, which I agree is great. I do also love that, very soothing. But the 1995 version just has a really special place in my heart. I love Jennifer L. I really love the sets, I love the costumes. You know, it's a BBC costume drama, so it's really, you know, it's got that BBC costume drama feel, and I really love Colin Firth in it, who absolutely doesn't. There are things I think that the 2005 movie does better. I like the surrounding Bennett family better in the 2005 version, but Lizzie and Darcy in the 2005 one, Lizzie and Darcy in the 1985 one, chef's kiss, amazing. And speaking of chefs, I also love Chef's Table on Netflix. Now, Chef's Table, each individual episode follows a famous chef. Normally they're like fancy Michelin star type chefs. And I absolutely think the cinematography is just so beautiful. It makes you hungry, it makes you want to eat, it makes you want to eat different things. And also I love listening to how the chefs come up with their ideas. Where does their inspiration come from? Where do they, you know, bring all that from and make such absolutely stunning dishes? My favourites are Massimo Bottura, I believe, and there's a couple of the later on. I watched the Christina Tosi one in the desserts series. Sorry, I'm being pulled around. In the desserts series, I actually did buy the Milk Bar cookbook, and I've made the cookies and the crack pie. They are really good, and I really like Christina Tosi. I love her. Her whole aesthetic is really cool. So then also in terms of television, I also love a bit of Fry and Laurie. Now that is also late 80s, early 90s, and it stars, funny enough, Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie. It's a sketch show. You see a lot of British actors and actresses that you would recognise popping up in it, like Olivia Colman, and I just love the humour in it. It's just absolutely my type of humour. It can be really irreverent and really sort of odd and absurd, but at the same time there can be, stop knocking the camera, there can be some quite political bits in that as well. So I thoroughly recommend a bit of Fry and Laurie if you like that. So another one, that a TV show that I like to watch, is a more recent one, and that is Good Omens on Amazon Prime. I love the Good Omens book. I've read the Good Omens book so many times, and I was so excited when they said that they were making the series, like super excited. And then when they said that David Tennant was in it and Michael Sheen, I was sort of even more, you know, absolutely so excited for it. Are you done? Are you done? No? We're not done? No. and they totally captured the spirit of the book. They didn't stick to it sort of beat by beat or anything like that, but they definitely captured the spirit of the book while making it a bit more modern. I really, really loved it. I've watched it so many times. It came out earlier on in this year where I was going through quite a bad mental health spell, and it really did help quite a bit. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, also in terms of comfort media, this one might be an odd one, but whenever I am in need of comfort, I watch true crime. I read true crime, I watch it. There are several shows that I really do watch when I'm feeling down. I watch Cold Case Files, Homicide Hunter, Nightmare in Suburbia, all that kind of stuff. I really enjoy when I am not feeling great. I think because I like it at the end where they actually catch the person. I can't watch anything like Disappeared where the person's still missing, because that is too upsetting for me when I'm in a bad mood. But I like the ones where they're like, yeah, we caught them, it's done, it's done. Also, when I'm in need of comfort, I tend to turn to things by Stephen King. And I remember watching The Stand when I was really young with my nana, who was a ginormous Stephen King fan. And I have since read most of the books. Most recently, I watched Mr. Mercedes, the first season of that, which was really good. I've been watching Castle Rock. I really liked it. I haven't seen part 2 yet, but I will. And I just really like the whole Stephen King main noir vibe. For some reason, I find it very comforting to watch or to read when I'm in a bad mood. I also, when I am not feeling great, always tend to turn to a certain video game, and that is Dragon Age. Now, I have played all 3 Dragon Age games more than once, but I do tend to play Dragon Age Origins when I'm not feeling good. I love playing with loads of mods like Skip the Fade. I love adding in crazy armor, all that kind of stuff. And I just really like playing it for the story when I'm not 100%. So that is my main pieces of comfort media. A bit of a shorter video compared to my last one. And certainly I do have more book reviews on their way. I just haven't been in the mood to read a lot of fiction. I've been reading a lot of true crime, which I don't know, it just doesn't feel as right to have a wrap up about all my true crime books that I've read. But I will be back with some reviews. I just finished Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and I will probably do a review on that pretty soon. So until next time, take care. Bye bye.